Hi, Rebecca.
Hey, Reba.
Have you heard the latest news?
No.
The theater crisis in Chicago. Well, since COVID, theater in Chicago has really hit a standstill. Like people during COVID, their habits changed and people watched things different. They stopped going out and about in large groups of people as much. And so everything really arts related, like museum attendance and things like that really thrive on independent funding, it's all kind of at a crisis. So this article, the name of the article is Post-Pandemic Crisis in Chicago's Cultural Art Scenes is Real, new report. And it talks about the crisis, saying that there is actually no path towards a better future right now. It says that there are dwindling audiences. People do not sign up for season subscriptions. Things cost more, which we have experienced here at our own theater. Yeah. So that talks about the fact that it's been very challenging and that we need to, because the arts community is so important to not only tourism and cultural development, that it's a crisis because doing without it would be destructive to a lot of things that are going on. And so it says there's hope that because it shows that small and medium budget organizations are actually increasing, which I think is super interesting because that's where we land. And I would say that that's definitely something that we have already also experienced, because the reason I think we were able to survive through this is because our budget went to different things, and it was easier to cut our budget on sets and cut our budget on how much we allowed for costumes or other things, or just reducing our cast size to be able to do that. Where a big show on Broadway, I can't even imagine. So it's like my sympathy goes out to the Looking Glass Theater, which after 32 years had to close its door. And it was
recently?
Yes, and it is an excellent theater, but they could not handle the budget demands of how they were going to have to afford. And there's theaters that have cut their budget dramatically, or maybe do one play less so that they don't have those expenses. And it's happening all across probably the country, but this article was really about Chicago. So the other thing that went with it is because we make less money now because things cost so much across the board that people are also not giving as much. And our government is in crisis, and so the funding is not available. And for us, there's very few people that will give you a grant because our mission statement has God in it. So we can't even get that kind of funding.
Yeah. And it's cool to see that God is providing for you through your commitment toward Overshadowed and the mission that he's given you, and to stay Christian, because grants, and it's interesting, the theaters that have maybe taken out God to get a grant, now those grants aren't there.
Right. For you out here right now, why do you need to know about this story, and what should you do about it? How can you support and make sure that this crisis does not take theater and the arts away from us? The first thing that you can do, if you're the type who has just stopped going out since the pandemic and has kind of built new habits, is to buy a ticket for something live this year. So go to a concert, go to a museum, go to a play, go see something. That's point number one.
Amen. And point number two is build a community to go see it. You don't need to see it alone. We have a friend named Angelo, and he has a group, and he has a little group chat. And he says, hey, anyone who wants to come see this, like, let's get some tickets together. And they actually just recently went to go see Little Shop of Horrors. The group loved it, and they were able to conversate about it at dinner. So it's a fun way to, like, build community and to support the arts at the same time.
And build a connection with other people as well. I have people who have had season tickets for years. They come and they have people next to them that have season tickets, and they have been able to create this friendship with people that they did never know, but they've sat next to each other for so many years now that they actually have developed friendships. I think that's great. So build a connection, bring a friend, come to theater. The other thing that you can do is donate either items that you have around the house that you don't need anymore, or donate money, or volunteer for something to a theater that teaches or inspires or gives the kind of philosophy and has the kind of mission statement of something that you believe in.
Yeah.
Because we need all of those things theater does right now. We need donors, even if you just sign up to donate $10 a month. It's something that goes a long way of having that steady money that comes in, that you know if something breaks or you have to buy new batteries for a show when your actual source of money is drying up, that you know you're going to have that little bit of donor money that's coming in.
Yeah.
So donate or invest or volunteer
Yeah.
in a theater
Yeah.
around you.
And if you're actually like a corporate sponsor, so this is someone who has their own business, and a corporate sponsorship, especially with a theater, it can be so helpful for the theater, but then also super helpful for you. So in the playbill, you could have like a little advertisement in there. And what else does a corporate sponsor do? What are our corporate sponsors at Overshadowed?
Well, we have several corporate sponsors who have been here for a long time. Itasca Bank and Trust has been from the very beginning just a great sponsor for us, and they advertise in the playbill. They let us put up posters and everything around them. We're on their website, and we really value their support. They've probably been our most consistent one since the very beginning. But Dawn Larson, who is a realtor in the area, also supports us, and one of the things that she does extra besides just her normal support is if anybody buys or sells a house through her and mentions that they heard about her through Overshadowed, then she gives extra money to Overshadowed as an over and above thing, which is really great. And then lastly, we just got a new restaurant for the very, very first time. And so our cast, in order to support them, went out for the last Friday or Saturday of the show. They agreed to stay late, and then we went and had a party there and gave them extra business. And we would like to continue to give them more business. It is the Village Tavern in Roselle. So we are very thankful to them and looking forward to a lot of years that we can have a partnership. Those are ways that you can solve this crisis and give to theater around you. We're so happy you joined us for this episode. Until next time, this is just me.
And me.
Talking to you
From the wings.